You guys, how's everybody doing? This is your guy Assassin Dave. It's been a long time and finally we're gonna meet again while I'm right here in the Philippines. A lot of people have seen me on the MPLI stage along with the team, the Ohio Brothers, all the way from North America. Yes, we're here to represent, and then we just finished, wrapped up our journey temporarily on the world stage. We'll return though, even stronger, even better, even wiser. But this video is dedicated for a little bit of review of our journey here in M5, right? Of all the matches, what went right, what went wrong, to give you a little bit of like insights going into the playoff stage, right? Hopefully this can, serve you well in looking at a draft, looking at a team strategies. To be honest, I think our team, I'm really proud of our team, a North American team, the Ohio Brothers, for taking the Homebois home with them, right? It's actually quite exciting that we're going to take a series away from the Malaysian champion. In the group stage, obviously I would hope that, we get into the playoff stage, but every team is good, and I think every team earned their spot in the playoff stage. We can only hope to play better, again, in the next M6 series, or maybe the next world stage. So without further ado, guys, I do prepare some clips for all of you guys to watch and share, to talk about why we win or lose. Now, let's start with the first series, TOB versus Daewoo, the Russian team, right? North America versus Russia. It's quite interesting because game one, I think our draft is quite decent. I think we did okay. This is when the team is not really on edge. We're relaxed, right? We're drafting normally, when we know, okay, certain assassins are being banned. You can't really just like pick another assassin. So we decided to go with, our standard draft. Now look at this draft right here. Boxia, Claude, Mathilda, Novaria, Edis. Any coach, any team look at the draft will tell you this is a really good draft. Now what happened in this game, actually, right? I mean, if you look into the game right here, I think it's players still having a little bit of stage fright when they're playing, right? Despite having a good draft, despite having a steady lead. But once you're a little bit nervous on stage, you make a lot of entry-level mistakes. For example, giving Lord vision completely when Lord is coming up. You can see right here, we do have the bottom lane prio. Claude is just making his way to the Lord side. But once he came over here, I'm going to go ahead and switch the screen so you guys can see it better, right? Once he makes it over here, he started doing the blazing duet, doing quite a bit of damage, actually find a kill onto Kid Bomba, the GOAT, right off the bat. Right here, this is good enough. Zia is already really low, hanging on 1 HP. What he could have done is go back, get the greens, farm a little bit, or go top lane, right? Farm a little bit more, right? Defend the top lane. That's something that I could have done, some options, or just go home recall and get ready for another wave. Because in this game, we do have a Claude. And if you look at Daewoo's side, they don't really have anyone who can handle Claude's late game macro. Claude can clear wave really, really fast and rotate really, really fast. The reason why this character is so strong is because early game in lane you can sustain really well, right? Because you take common emblem, you use skill 1 to last hit or whatnot, and you can just get away with BMI. Now, sometimes when you hit level 4, if enemy team try to dive you can just use ultimate, shove the lane, BMI away, along with your Purify, get some teammates help. You can just 2v5 the entire wave and get out sometimes. So it's a character that can safely skill if your team provides a little bit of, environment, vision, or resources towards your direction. Now, obviously, Claude has passed through that direction, and he actually, the entire game, Claude is quite farmed. Before the lore fight, I think the team is sitting at 2,000 gold lead, a 3-1 KDA, 2 kills ahead. So I would say our team's fairly ahead going to the lore fight. Claude's really farmed 001, level 12 compared to level 11 Bruno. But we should win this fight no matter what, right? If the team just play a little bit steady, waited for a little bit, drag the Lord, but our Lord dance is actually, the weaker link, right? Lord dance is very, very important, right? How do you handle the macro? How do you drag the objectives? That's something that North America team can improve on going to the next World Series. Or just going for the next, any World Stage tournament. Or if TOB go back to USA, can actually practice it and then get better for the next stage. So right here, because we don't really have the aggro, or pull on the Lord, and now, Daewoo had a free start onto the Lord, and now they have a 5v4 situation. Got a little bit head start, but Zia so far ahead, like I said, it comes in, guns blazing, find some kills, and even up the kill board. We still actually had a 2-1 kill lead. He could have just backed off, and everything would be fine. We can kill the Lord. Yes, we lost the Lord, but it's okay. We can kill the Lord and then still get some farm, because so far on the map right now, we're still 1 tower ahead. But he decided to go Zia mode, 1v2, and then actually died to Sunset Lover as well as Carv. So a quite interesting throw right there. That play was unnecessary. And let's take a look at the next play, right? This is another fight on the bottom side. Despite that, TOB had a comeback, got another 2,000 goal lead 22 minutes into the entire series. Let's take a look. This right here, this team fight right here, right? Edis got engaged on, but it's quite alright. Look at Zia. She's trying to find damage. Right now, Faramis ulted. He has full stacks. He could have do Blazing Duet, just completely stun the entire team, but yet he's standing still and get knocked up, get caught off by Minotaur. And that's so unfortunate, right? Because he doesn't have Purify, but he does have Winter Truncheon, and by the time he used it, it was a little bit too late. Well, not Winter Truncheon, Wind of Nature. So he get caught out and died again. First in the team fight. Now, as a hyper carry, you want to die last. You want to be the person who stay alive towards the end. So this entire Gambit of Say our draft definitely is not bad at all. It's mostly execution, right? On stage, I think players are a little bit nervous. They want to prove that they're good, and sometimes they're, overexcited and then play some adrenaline, get rushed into their head and they forget how to play like human. Stuff happens, right? Let's take a look at this fight one more time, right? This is the bottom side. Before that, you can see right here, Zia getting caught out completely, right? He was a little bit too far. And Zia is a player who is very, very nice. He doesn't call the team to give him enough resources to farm, right here. Right? Obviously, we don't have vision on the bottom bush right next to him. And then it's Lord Dance. We have the pull, but you need some people to provide vision. If they try to dive him, we could have fought. We could have fought really well, because then they're diving towards our territory. We have an Edith, we have Novar poke, we have Mathilda to pull, right? To re-engage. The territorially is in our favor, but yet we do not have bush control, right? Next to the Claude, and that's what I mean. We need to definitely do a lot more homework on our Lord Dance, and then hopefully in the next World Series, pull off a better performance. Right here, Zia one more time, getting caught out, getting delved by Savo as well as K-Bomba, right? 2 people die if your Purify become useless. Despite the team's best effort, they couldn't save this hyper carry marksman. It's a trade, but is it worthy trade? Not really, right? Look at our team comp. How tanky this team is, They really try to do their best to salvage the situation. But again, Claude's the last person you expect to die in this type of team fights. Now, speaking of that, I really got to take a sip of this wine. I got to call this series Wine and Review with Dave, to be honest. By the way, some finest Cabernet Sauvignon in right here that in the Philippines. Very, very nice. Actually, I prefer the wines at home. I think, back in Austin, Texas, we have good wines. Maybe Cabernet is not a strong suit here. It tastes a little bit different. But I like exotic flavors, I like wine, like exotic flavors. Okay, let's take a look at game 2. Still the same series. Now, the only thing I want to mention in this particular series is the Ohio brothers, in this particular series, played towards our win condition. Our win condition, our core is Carlos Fanny, right? Best player is Fanny. He's one of the best Fanny players in the world, right? Not just in North America. He's really strong assassin players. When he plays assassin, he just has the feel. He feels the assassin's calling out his name. He's merging with the character. That's how good he is. And then we like to give him hyper carry. Now, when you give him the hyper carry, the core, you like to win lanes, right? To make sure all the lanes are winning. So you provide environment for the core to grow. In this particular scenario, that's exactly what we executed. We do have Brody that wins against the Bruno in lane. We have, in the EXP lane, we have Terizla that does really, really well against someone like Edith, right? It's even, but Terizla doesn't lose at all, right? In the lane as well. Regarding vision, we do have Mathilda against Minotaur. What is Minotaur going to do, right? Minotaur doesn't really get that much vision. Very, very clumsy character. If you get caught, he's kind of screwed. And Minotaur doesn't really stop Fanny, because a good Fanny player, they can easily bait it out, or just one shot your marksman without you being able to intercept or do anything to interrupt the kill. And you will see some of the highlights right here. This is Carlos getting ready to slaughter, right? You can see the engage. He's coming in, and just like that, one shot, Bruno is dead. Salvo's there being like, what just happened? You know, he doesn't even know. And that's how good of a player, assassin player Carlos is, right? The one-shot potential is absolutely insane. Obviously here he got caught out. The reason why we like Carlos on assassins so much is because in the team, a lot of times you got to understand your core win condition. You also have to understand enemy's core win condition. Most of the time it's marksman and jungle, right? Win to the jungle is if enemy team has Joy, if enemy team has Nolan, Joy, all those assassins, right? Okay, a little bit intercept right there. Battery went out on the camera. But yeah, going back to what we're saying, this game, we picked our signature comp, which is letting our Carlos hyper carry on the Fanny, on any assassins he touches, really. Give him Fanny Hayabusa, give him Ling, he will carry. Who's Ling? You know, it doesn't matter. So give him a hyper carry, he will win, right? So easy dubs this game. We had a standard comp that we win any team with in our practice matches, and then sure enough, they pulled it off on stage. They basically muscle memorized. You know, you guys remember in this series, in this game, Carlo has a one-on-one versus Edis, the notorious one-on-one that got him so tilted. He had a signature pose about it. But doesn't matter. Muscle memory wins, trumps them all, right? Let's take a look at the third match. What happened on the third match? I would say it's more of, first of all, our tank jungle now. Usually we like to work in synergy. In this particular draft, we don't really have a lot of synergy to work with Carlos, right? He have to mainly rely on his self-engage. And then on stage, when you play Gwen, you got to be really patient. Now, if you look at Kyrie or any other good jungler, how they play this type of tank players, tank characters, they're really, really patient on their engages. However, you will see that in this particular game, Carlos was actually quite nervous. He missed a lot of skill too, or just straight up use them randomly. That's pretty common sometimes with the players because they're nervous on stage. You got to understand how much adrenaline is rushing through your head. You know, how much, like, it's just so much pressure and it's so much noise from all over the place, you know, all coming rushing into your head all at the same time. Your computer is processing all this, you know, information, and then it gets a little bit crowded. So you can totally understand how, you know, sometimes the players can just completely mess up. And then here is the play that I can show you, right? This is, you can see 1-1 is split pushing bottom. Now, 28 seconds before the Lord. That's totally fine, right? Don't engage top side. The call is pretty clear as well, and you will see TOB disengage over here because there's no reason to fight over here. They know they have not enough numbers. They're trying to protect 1-1 split push so they can gain the pressure on the map once lore comes up. Now, here is the thing, right? Like I said, the continuous problem with our team is at lore dance, the team's lore dance is not at this top-notch level yet. You know, obviously it can be improved on, and I think team just need a little bit of help. Once with a little bit more practice to get the lore dance, you know, down under the belt. Right here, if they just clear the one more wave, if you look at the entire side comp of Team Devu, they don't have any split push character at all. They have Edis try to answer a 1-1. How can you do that, right? 1-1 at this point is 502 with Inspire. Edis 025, level 15. 1-1 will destroy him in lane. If you send an Edis to try to answer 1-1, it's impossible. The solution in this game, which is out macro Devu, right? Actually, we're in the backstage listening to the team comms. The team was communicating that, but it was so much pressure in the player's head, they were not thinking about the best solutions. They were just trying to team fight. But against the Dicky pick, it's really hard, especially when you're not thinking. You're not timing your skills. You're not baiting with a Terizla for the Diggy ults and then jump in. You saw that yesterday, Fireflux versus the Blacklist, how they bait out the Diggy ults and then Tigreal goes in. Oh my god, the 4-man implosion, beautiful, right? Sometimes when you're too nervous, you don't think like that. You don't really be patient anymore, you know? And that's exactly the syndrome that TOB boys, the Ohio boys, run into that day, that particular day. You know, totally understandable. I guess just more stage experience will help the players tremendously. So to all the players in the Ohio Brothers, our North American representative, I think what we need is more practice instead of like leaving the scene, right? Practice more as a team and get more opportunity to go on world stage. I promise you, we will take one home, right? I'm that confident. But looking at this series right here, one could have just keep on split push on the bottom side. You really could. You know, Zia could have just keep on doing that. And then force Edis into the tower. Force the high ground. Until they have to answer, okay, we have to send 2 people to answer this. Guess what? We have many solutions, right? We have a Mathilda that can drag the 1-1 to the lore fight, or we can straight up just engage on them, because the thing about fighting Diggy, you don't want to fight into a territorial advantage for him. If he is already setting up a camp at Lord, he's going to keep on setting up bombs and keep on bombing you, keep on poking you. But if you force Diggy to come to you, all of a sudden, his skill 1 becomes useless. You have to throw skill 1, you just leave. You just go to another area. You have to come back, throw another skill 1. There's no accumulation of damage. Right? You will see in this entire game, Diggy did so much damage. He probably did 50% of the entire damage dealt for the entire team, because the Ohio brothers keep on fighting towards Diggy's territory, where they could have just split pushed the entire game and forced Devils to answer something that they cannot answer, which is Edith against 1-1 or Boxia against 1-1, Brody against 1-1. No one can answer a monster like Zia is. 502 with Inspire, fully built marksman, right? It's insane. So I would think that this game is just players are getting a little bit not emotional, but nervous on stage, which happens pretty frequently. A more stage experience would definitely help with this type of situations. Oh, I got a door. I need to go ahead and start the door. I'll be right back. All right, with that being said, after, answering the door for our lovely, lovely Wrath, we're going to go ahead and come back to the second series. What went wrong for the Ohio brothers versus Geek Fam? A lot of you guys may ask. Now, I got to say, this is a very, very interesting series. First of all, I would credit to, again, player being nervous on stage, because the previous unsettling feeling that they just lost to Russian teams, which is the series that the teams are really confident about, but they lost, which put them in a really awkward position, because now they have to win against Geek, they have to win against Homebois in order just to come out from the playoff. Yeah, it really just, I think, rubbed their team in the wrong way, right? So in this particular series, obviously I wasn't able to be on stage to talk about a draft, but first pick Valentina is come off to the draft, right? Well, you know that Geek Fam had a strategy coming in. They're fully targeting our hyper carry strategies. They also understand we're really good with Gwen, Novara Gwen combo. So they decided to just ban that away. Because Geek is really good at just playing support, right? Mathilda, they have Blowski, Rafaela, all that kind of stuff. Even Minotaur, which is rise to the throne of all, roam options now, to be honest. You have Boxia, Minotaur, Boxia, Rafaela, Boxia, Mathilda, all the different options that they can run. Like, okay, that's our comfort zone, but what is TOB's comfort zone, right? Oh, Assassin Hyper Carry. We heard they've been winning with that, right? They've been screaming all kinds of Indonesian teams and doing really well. So actually, they did a really good job with the draft. They banned the Assassins, they banned the Gwen, which actually is something that we prepared for because we practiced quite a bit. Within a lot of games, Assassins are all banned. What do? Obviously, I think the best first pick option here is Boxia. Right? Because Boxia is a character that just rotates really fast. They give your team a lot of options. They give you Prio in the jungle. That means if an enemy does want to go Assassin, you can go Invade, right? You can set up Invade, just have lane Prio, set up Invade, set up your power balance on the mid lane and the go lane, appropriately. For example, Lilia with Bruno, or something like Lilia with Brody plus Mathilda, or even have a Claude or Irithel and Dairoth and just hyper carry that, the marksman. Pick some strong early game mage like Kadita to combo with Boxia. All the things you can run, right? Everything can work with Boxia. Such a strong character. That's why it's so prioed in a lot of picks. Now, instead we pick Valentina. When is Valentina good? Valentina is really good into assassin comps. It's not really appropriate a lot of times against tank jungles because it's so tanky, and you will see Valentina is not as effective into those picks. And this particular game is just like that, right? Geek Fan executed their comp really, really well. And I want to give them shoutouts for doing their homework and then drafting very well. And then, to be honest, at the same time, I think our team really was a little bit too nervous on stage. Now, looking at the second game, it's the same thing. Look at this. By the way, big shout out to my boy Julian there for supporting the team while we're here in the Philippines. Julian and Shauna, you guys are OP. Give you a e-kiss. And then cheers. Thank you very much. Now, coming back to the draft. This game, we have 1-1. Why don't we pick Angela 1-1? You always have that combo ready. Yes, team is worried about Angela being taken away. But at the same time, is that something you really need to worry about? Or you can just ban away Bruno. Or you don't have to ban Bruno, you can just ban Valentina. It's okay to leave that option open, but over here, you want to go with synergy over anything else. What is synergy? Angela 1-1 plus, full early game comp to support a hyper carry, late game. Angela 1-1 late game is monstrous. You can take Phobias, you still will get shredded to pieces, okay? That's how OP it is. Our win rate with this comp is absolutely through the roof. And over here, we once again pick Valentina into a tanky jungle comp, which is really difficult. And another interesting fact is Diggy is a character we're seldomly practiced, right? And it was taken out because it was used against us from first day series by Devu. It worked wonders. And then without understanding the win condition of Diggy, we decided to take it out for the first time on M5 stage, by the Ohio brothers. So it was obviously not productive, I would say, right? The results showed it. We got absolutely crushed by Geek Fan. Again, they played it really well. It's a strong team, number 2 in Indonesia. So, but we were confident walking into the series. It's just that I think the team wasn't themselves that day, and then the draft was really in there. You've had Angela 1-1 right here, and even giving Valentina is totally fine. Sure, you can take Valentina. So what? We're gonna go full tank, right? What are you gonna do? Copy Martis ult? Might be strong, yeah. Maybe we don't go Martis. Maybe we'll go Lancelot. Who knows? There's so many different options. Lancelot is pretty good against Gwen. You just go to dodge the knockup, right? There are just so many different options that you can go with to satisfy a late game hyper carry 1-1 Angela comp. That, sadly to report, that we did not execute properly. With that being said, let's go to this third series, Team Ohio Brothers versus Homebois. Very exciting series, to be honest. I gotta say, I'm really proud of our boys for taking that series. Big shout out for Homebois, to you guys as well. I think behind the scene, you guys saw the photos. The players are friends, and then we're really friendly with each other. We actually like each other. We chat, eat together. But if we're gonna take home somebody, it's just gonna be the last team. It's better to walk away with 1-2 than 0-3, right? So we just said, okay, well, this is the last series, guys. Let's prove that NA is strong. Show the world that our home monster practice isn't for nothing, right? We did our best, and then we learned a lot. Really learned a lot from the Asia regions, and then we improved a lot as well. But we can also do really well on the world stage. So this is a series that the team played to their win condition. So what happened in game 3, right? The series that TOB versus Homebois. I gotta say, before this day, the team really had some good rest, but at this point, we already lost the group stage. We already knocked out. People are sad, but at the same time, we want to show the world that, hey, the whole month practice isn't for nothing. We got what it takes to win against the strongest region, one of the strongest regions in the world. And then sure enough, the boy delivered. I gotta say, at this point, this is the first time we play Minotaur on the world stage, and then it turned out well. 30 seconds on the clock. We can win the entire series. Well, the team thought I already won. I thought the team already won, but Lapu came home. Lapu came home, he's full ults the wave, and you can't stop him. He's completely invincible. And then that's it. What do you get to push into the game? And then the nervous Carlos came out yet again, right? Oh, we don't like those nervous Carlos, right? We don't like those nervous solo Gwen type of Carlos. We like the assassin world number one assassin Carlos coming out. Sometimes when he plays tank jungle and is by himself, it just feels like Carlos is not himself anymore, right? He shines when he's on assassins. He's like, yo, I can do this, I can do that, I can kill this guy, I can kill that guy. Let's pressure this side of the map, let's pressure that side of the map. He's a commander, he's a leader, right? When he's on tank, that's why we had a game 3. That's why I had a game 3. So let's take a look at a game 3. The only thing I want to point out in game 3, guys, is a draft. One more time. I was actually surprised. I was really surprised that we had a draft as we had it, because we thought, to be honest, after the whole game finished, we came in with a strategy. Obviously, we didn't think that Angela would be let out, but it did. And then when Angela was let out in this type of scenario with Valentina from is already banned, there's not too many strong early game mid that's available, especially the ones that can successfully combo with a lot of other characters. For example, if you take out Angela, you can combo with many different things. You can combo with hyper carry assassin jungle. You can combo with hyper carry marksman to the side lane, right? You can go full tank. Like I said, Angela, Arethel, Angela 1-1, Angela Claude, that's the marksman combos. Angela jungle options, Angela Joy, Angela Fanny, Angela anything. You can combo Angela Nolan, right? It's all obnoxiously strong, right? It's just extremely risky to give it to your opponent. And yet, in this particular series, we had both. We had Angela and we have Joy, and we're considering, okay, should we take 1-1? Should we not take 1-1? Screw it. Let's go Malaysian shred, right? Let's take Hilda. And Joy. Finish our core, but at the same time, just commit. We're already winning with it. Why change what's already working? You can see in this particular draft, it's the same strategy that we had in day 1 versus Devu, right? Strong mid lane that worked with a Joy hyper carry, right? By the way, our win rate with Joy and Angela is really good, right? And the silence really strong. Brody versus Bruno. Brody already won the lane. Edith is one of the strongest EXP lane. People are kind of sleeping on Edith now. I don't know what happened. He didn't get any nerf. People just stopped playing it. But Edith still offers tremendous amount of CC, especially against a lot of assassin junglers, right? If you have Edith and the Fanny comes in, you can cancel that. You can flip Fanny, you can knock him up, and the Fanny just sit in duck and dies. Edith just offers so much, right? Edith also offers a lot of damage once you ults. If you just sit there and just start throwing his auto attacks, a lot of CCs on top of the auto attack. This character is insane. And we have Edith. We have Hilda that constantly gets vision on where a jungler is. A lot of people say, oh, what is Hilda going to do to a Kai jungle? You see, Hilda is a character, yes, it's strong against assassin invade because you can just completely mess them up and kill them even, right? Offers so much pressure. Against tank jungle, you don't have that much effect, but it still offers one thing that's really good, which is vision, right? If Hilda offers good enough vision towards enemy jungle, knowing now which side of the map they are in, which kind of buff they cleared, it gives our team intels that exactly which direction, most likely the direction the enemy team want to go to. Now that gives the corresponding laner the time to respond, to make the appropriate decisions, the moves on what to do next. So in this scenario, yeah, Hilda is good enough, to be honest, because our silence already winning. Remember, the core is not the Edith. The core is not the Hilda. The core is Joy Angela. As long as Joy has a decent amount of room to farm, he's gonna solo carry the game. And this is exactly what our boys delivered in this game. So I gotta say, although our journey ended short in the group stage, this is still a really good learning experience for the Ohio brothers, for me personally, and then for the entire North America region. I came here to support the team, and then I don't regret any bit, right? Obviously, it would be awesome if we made it to the playoff, but I think the team did the best that they could to the amount of practice that we had, and then thanks to due to limitations that we experienced, right? All the teams have their own challenges. We have our challenges as well. And I think the players did their best to overcome the challenges and play to the level that they could on stage. Couldn't ask for any better. So hopefully M6 or next World Series, and they can continue to do better. This is to all the viewers for watching and continue to support North America. Thank you for believing in this region. Thank you for supporting our players. Even Mia Goat, who definitely proved himself to be one of the steadiest players on stage. What a goat. What a great player. I love Mielo. Positive vibes for the team, and absolutely really happy soul. Yeah, I love every single one of the players on our team, so definitely did it really well. Big shout out to Moonton for supporting North America region as well on our journey bootcamp in Asia. Big shout out to all the staffs who came here voluntarily or with little to no pay, right? Pika, Wrath did an incredible job supporting the team in the journey here. So you guys have all been phenomenal. Big shout out to all the viewers, for all the content creators, all the family members back in North America, back home, for supporting our boys. A big shout out to all of our hosts, our casters, for supporting the North America team. I think Liz even came to MPLI in Indonesia, Jakarta, to support the team as well. So big shout out to all of you guys. Again, this is to you guys. Cheers, and let's hope for the best for the next World Series.